Good morning, everybody. I hope that everybody can hear me okay. Can you actually let me know through the chat box if you hear me okay? Well, thank you for joining us today. My name is Fabiola Delfin. I am from Innova Education. Also, Deborah Cedeño is connected in the background. And we, as you know, in Innova Education, we can help you through with your whole process to apply with City University of London. We will be talking about that in the end. But please turn your mics off and we will leave the questions for the end through the chat box. You can actually ask them in Spanish if you want to, and I will translate. And thank you, Elizabeth, for being here. Elizabeth Franking is the international officer from City University London, and she will be talking to us today about the university. So thank you so much. I know it's later in London, but thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Can I first of all just check that everyone can hear me?
We can hear you.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you very much for having me. Indeed, my name is Lizzie Rankin. I'm the International Officer for Latin America and South Asia at City University of London. What does that mean, you might wonder? Essentially, I get to speak to lots of wonderful students in these markets about the opportunities in the UK to study, but specifically so City University of London. So I am going to speak to you a little bit today about what City has to offer. So I'm just going to turn off my camera to ensure that the connectivity remains during the presentation. Okay. I'm just having a few technical difficulties here, so please just bear with me. Okay, so to begin, some history about the university. We are located in the heart of central London, voted the world's best city for university students, as in the QS University rankings. We are made up of over 20,000 students, so we're a fairly large university in the UK. And of such, students come from over 160 countries, so we are a very cosmopolitan university. We also have an extremely diverse staff body, of which many are collaborating on research projects with academics from universities all around the world. So they also bring a truly global perspective to their teaching. We have around 140,000 alumni worldwide, otherwise known as our city family. This means that once graduating, our students have networks all around the globe. We were also voted the greenest university in London, which is very important, I believe, these days. And we're always looking at ways to be sustainable, whether that be in food or kind of water reduction or in areas of waste and recycling. So continuing with the history. So we are an old university. We were founded in 1894 by Royal Charter, and we are now an institution of the University of London, and we joined the University of London in 2016. In fact, the Lord Mayor of London, sorry, I think the presentation here is clicked off my slide. So to continue. So in fact, the Lord Mayor of London is our rector, which was an arrangement in place since 1966 when we adopted the name City. And this was to reflect our long-standing relationship with the City of London. In fact, our whole focus on ethos surrounds business and the professions, and this is reflected in that most of our degrees are accredited by professional bodies. Lots of our courses also have work placement and study abroad options, in particular our undergraduate courses, where nearly all of our courses have a 1-year optional placement year, which is paid. We have cutting edge subject specific facilities. In fact, we have our new law school, which is being built at the moment, which I will talk about in more detail in further slides. And finally, we were voted 3rd in London for student satisfaction. So we are very fortunate in our excellent location. We are located in the heart of London. So in London, it's separated into zones, and zone 1 is the most central zone. The main campus is located in zone 1. So it's within easy reach of several central underground stations, as you can see on the map here. And we are minutes away from Square Mile, which is London's world famous financial district. And we're also in close proximity to headquarters of financial and professional institutions, major arts complexes and media offices, and teaching hospitals and specialist medical research centres. So we are surrounded by industry, and that's what you should be looking for when studying at a particular destination. So, outside of the classroom or library, of course, you want to be living in a place which has a lot to offer you. So what is there to do in London? Well, the options are endless. Every week you can find thousands of exciting cultural events across London, and many even give student discounts. There are also free entry to museums as well as beautiful parks to roam. If any of you are sport enthusiasts, London is home to Wimbledon, which is an international tennis competition, and there's the Oval, which is an international cricket ground, and many well-known football clubs, including Chelsea and Arsenal. Of course, if you don't just want to watch sport, there are lots of different sport clubs at different levels across London. With regard to travel, if you want to explore further afield, if you don't want to just explore London, London is an excellent transport hub. So this allows you to explore the UK as a whole. So you can go up to the Peak District and then explore the beautiful countryside that we have to offer. But also what we have King's Cross, which is within minutes of the main campus by tube. Some of you may have heard of King's Cross through Harry Potter, but what King's Cross has is Eurostar. Okay, and what Eurostar is, it's essentially a high-speed train network which links London to Paris, Amsterdam, and Brussels. So being a student in London, you are able to travel around not just London and the UK, but also Europe, which is always a fabulous opportunity. So continuing on, this is our campus map. So this is our main campus at Northampton Square, and as you can see, the majority of our buildings are interlinked. I'm sure you know that it can be slightly rainy in the UK, so you don't have to worry about getting wet, as a lot of these buildings are interlinked. Let's just go back onto the campus map because it seems to have clicked off again. Here we go. So the campus houses lecture theatres, seminar rooms, and there are libraries, one of which has 5 floors. There are computer rooms for you to do your work. There's student services, which includes a counselling service, a health service, and there's also a dedicated international student support team. There's a large cafeteria which offers a whole array of different cuisines, and of course lots of cafes dotted around the campus for when you need those breaks between your seminars or lectures. Our accommodation isn't on campus, okay, but it's in extremely close proximity to this main campus here on your screen. So it's typically a short walk or bus journey. So our academic schools. So we have 5 academic schools within City, and these next few slides are going to tell you a little bit more about each of the schools and what courses we have to offer at both undergraduate and postgraduate level. So to begin, we have our School of Arts and Social Sciences. The courses we have are in journalism, psychology, sociology, economics, international politics, English, music, and we also have a Centre for Language Studies where students can learn a language for free, which is a really, really fantastic opportunity. With regard to the programs I've just mentioned, some of these have a combination. So, for example, it's possible at undergraduate level to do psychology and sociology. So, if you'd like to ask me at the end what perhaps the different combinations are, please do. So, within the school, we have excellent links to industry. So, for example, in our journalism department, 2/3 of our faculty are visiting lecturers who are active journalists in and around London. We also have fantastic facilities. Once again, journalism, the studios and newsrooms were developed in consultation with experts from the BBC. We have some impressive rankings. The Department of Psychology was ranked top 200 in the world and top 30 in the UK by QS World Rankings this year. And we also ranked first in London for communication and media studies in the complete university guide this year. So our second school is the School of Health Sciences. The school offers subjects such as nursing, optometry, radiography, midwifery, speech and language therapy, and also various health management courses at postgraduate level. Many of our health science courses have very high employment rates and strong starting salaries. The school ensures that our students are prepared for real-life healthcare environments through simulated practice in our clinics, which you can see on your screens now. For example, we have an on-campus eye clinic where our optometry students are able to practice on real people, on their real patients. Thirdly, we have our School of Mathematics, Computer Science and Engineering. I'm sure you can guess what courses we offer from the title. We have maths, we have computer science, we have various disciplines within our computer science branch. So we offer cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, data science, games technology, and software engineering. For engineering, we offer quite an array, quite varied. We have civil, mechanical, biomedical, aeronautical, and electrical and electronic. Fun fact, we were in fact the first institution in the UK to introduce aeronautical engineering courses, and the first institution in London to introduce the Masters in Data Science, which is quite cool. For such courses, our campus is ideally situated. This is because where the campus is, we're surrounded by a host of design and architecture practices, as well as being only a 15-minute walk from Tech City, which is UK's version of Silicon Valley, where there is a cluster of high-tech companies. This is really, really great for our students because they are able to utilise such companies for work placements, if they choose to do a work placement, or indeed after graduation. As you can see on screen here, we have some really great facilities, which includes an Airbus A320 flight deck simulator, and we also have a low turbulence wind tunnel. Students are able to utilize these if they do the relevant modules. And fourthly, we have the City Law School. So City Law School is actually one of London's major law schools. We have kind of a range of different academic and professional courses. So at undergraduate level, we have the LLB. We also have conversion courses. So those students who haven't done an undergraduate in law but would like to do perhaps a professional course, but they need the relevant graduate law degree. So we have the graduate entry LLB, and we also have the graduate diploma in law. At postgraduate, we have the LLM, the Masters of Law. And then we have our professional courses. We have the Bar Vocational Studies for students who would like to become a barrister. And we also have the LPC, the Legal Practice course, for those who wish to pursue a career being a solicitor. The school actually has quite a lot of history, and it was in fact the first law school in London to educate students and practitioners at all stages of legal education. As mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we do have a new law school being built. This is actually the kind of the projection of what it's supposed to look like on your screen, and it's in its final stages now. If you're interested, there are updates on our social media channels where you can see up-to-date images. Essentially, what it's going to house will be a mock courtroom, there'll be legal clinics, and there'll be social learning spaces, and there'll also be a library dedicated to solely law students. So if you are looking to do law, it's an exciting time to join us here at City. And last but not least, we have our business school, formerly known as Cass Business School. So our business school is known globally around the world. It's got some really fantastic rankings. It was ranked 4th in the UK and 15th in Europe a couple of years ago. What's fantastic is our central City of London location, which gives students access to kind of industry insights, business intelligence, and career opportunities like no other. We in fact have the UK's most attractive postcode for startup companies, which is brilliant for our aspiring entrepreneurs. We are also one of a handful of business schools around the world who have the Triple Crown accreditation, which we're really proud of. This really helps our students who are looking to pursue further study or work in a professional environment which requires such kind of professional accreditations. So in terms of courses, we really do have a whole array of subject areas. It includes kind of business management, finance, accounting, actuarial science, banking, but please do ask me at the end if there are any specific subject areas, because there are too many to list, and perhaps the best thing for you to do will be to look on the website, as once again they do differ from undergraduate to postgraduate. So career connections. So at City, we have a highly active career service who provide professional and high quality careers advice for students, but also recent graduates of City. So what we offer are specialist career advisors who offer kind of one-to-one sessions, help with your CV, presentation skills, mock interviews. We have a professional mentoring scheme. There are career workshops you can take place in. We have our launch lab, which is for aspiring entrepreneurs who would like to start their own startup company. And essentially what the university is able to do is able to give you kind of space for you to start your own company and give you professional mentoring. And some students are able to pitch for some funding also. There are volunteering opportunities across the university, and there are also inside industry experts. We have graduate internship and placement opportunities, as I've mentioned before, and we're fortunate to work with over 5,000 employees including BBC, Bloomberg, HSBC, The Times, so some big names there. In terms of which courses give placements, nearly all of our undergraduate courses have the one-year placement year. For postgraduate, because they're only a one-year course, it's hard for us to give internship opportunities, but there are some courses that do. So it's always best to have a look on the website or to ask Innova Education. They'll be able to help guide you. And some rankings here. City is ranked 11th in the UK for highest graduate starting salaries, which is really, really fantastic. So, of course, coming to City, we have outstanding prospects. These are some of our alumni who have gone on to lead the field in their chosen careers. We have Dick Olver, who studied civil engineering with us. He was the former chairman for BAE Systems. There's James Harding, who studied newspaper journalism with us, who was the former editor of The Times. Muhtar Kent, who I'm sure you've heard of, who studied business with us, who was the CEO of the Coca-Cola company. And lastly, we have Sir Stelios, who studied business with us also, who is the founder of EasyJet Airline, which is a huge European airline. So student life. Of course, it's not just about studying. It's very much about what a university has to offer outside the classroom. So what we offer is we have an active students' union where we have over 50 clubs and societies. Online, actually, on our Students' Union website, you can see what we have to offer. But just to give you an idea, we have kind of music societies, drama societies, debating. We have religious societies. We have beekeeping. So we really do have a variety. If there's something you're passionate about, there's something you'd really like to be included with, but if we don't have that club or society, we really encourage students to start their own club or society, and that's possible. You are able to do this. We're also a part of the NUS, which stands for the National Union of Students, and essentially they represent the interest of students at City. And we have a brand new bar somewhere where perhaps if you don't want to go out into London, you can perhaps kind of chill out in the evening on campus. We have City Sport, which is our own kind of sports centre. As a student, you get discounted student membership. It's actually the Central London's largest student sports and fitness facility. What you can do here, there's a gym, there are different classes, there's a virtual cycling studio, and there's also a sports hall. There's lots to get involved with here. What I haven't mentioned yet is, through being a University of London institution, is that if, for example, we don't offer a club or society, for example, a rowing club, and this is something you're passionate in, being a University of London student, you are able to access all of the University of London societies or clubs, which is really great. So it does kind of widen your horizons. We have an award-winning student centre. What is a student centre? Well, essentially, it's a hub of support for all of our students. We really offer a range of support. So we have kind of extra support for learning. So perhaps you need extra support in kind of exam techniques or managing your time, or perhaps you've had problems with accommodation. This would very much be the place you would go to for help. We also have a dedicated team for international students. So whether you have any questions about kind of visas, or whether you want to work in the UK and you have some queries over that, we have a dedicated team on hand. So accommodation. So before I mentioned that accommodation isn't on campus, but instead is in close proximity to the main buildings. For undergraduate students, you are guaranteed a place in halls of residence as long as you apply by the June deadline. For postgraduates, we don't have a guaranteed scheme, but there are lots of different choices available in and around London. So if you aren't able to get onto one of ours, we are able to advise other private accommodations. In terms of what we offer a whole variety, including private, so accommodation where you have your own kitchen and bathroom, or we also have shared facilities where you share a kitchen and you share a bathroom. And of course, that's very much reflected in the price. On the presentation screen, you can see some of the photos from some of the accommodation options. And of course, on our website, we have all of the different halls of residences we offer. So you're welcome to have a little look about the kind of what they look like and what they offer. So scholarships. We offer scholarships for academic excellence. We have both undergraduate and postgraduate scholarships. For undergraduates, these typically range between 1,000 to 3,000. We have the Business School International Scholarship, which is £2,000 towards year one. This is only for students looking to pursue one of our business courses. We have our President's International Scholarship and our Global Leaders Scholarship. So these are for students taking either A-levels or IB, and the other is for those taking their local curriculum. And then we also have scholarships in conjunction with Kaplan and into our foundation providers. If you would like to look at eligibility or more about the scholarships in detail, then please visit our website, and this will have everything you need to know. For postgraduate, they really are bespoke to each school. Okay, some schools offer more than others. So what I would suggest is that you have a look at the different course pages to see what's on offer. We also have the external scholarships, which you're able to look on our website for. So admissions, how do you apply? So undergraduate, please apply through UCAS. And postgraduate, please apply directly through our website. On each of the course pages, there is a tab which says how to apply. You can see this on the right of your screen. It's really, really important that you look under this tab, because this is where you can see if there are any supporting documents you need to supply within the application. But of course, this is where Innova can help. Okay, we work very closely with Innova, and they will be able to let you know exactly what you need for the application. For entry requirements at undergraduate level, for direct entry, we're looking for A-levels or IB. If you are taking your local curriculum, you will need to take a foundation year with either Into or Kaplan. For postgraduate, really varies from country to country. So I recommend that you do ask Innova Education, and they will be able to help guide. At both undergraduate level and postgraduate level, you will need an English language test. So you may have heard of IELTS or TOEFL or Pearson. You will need one of these, okay? And on our website, we outline all of the accepted tests. So visit us, of course, not at the moment, unfortunately, but at the moment we are orchestrating online events and virtual tours where you can have a look around the campus. We're also in the middle of organising virtual open days at both undergraduate and postgraduate level, and this is a great opportunity for you to talk to academics, speak to the accommodation team, and just get a feel of what the university is about. So please do have a look on our website. And that brings me to the end of the presentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my camera back on, and then hopefully you might have some questions for me to answer.
Thank you so much, Lizzie, for that. And everybody, if you want to write your questions in the chat box, I can read them out loud. Also, if you have them in Spanish, that's fine. You can write them in Spanish and I'll just translate for Lizzie. So this is the moment where you can ask questions. Maybe, Lizzie, while they actually think of questions and they write them down, I did have a question. Are there any Latin American societies?
So, not at present. So we don't have any Latin American societies. We have kind of various other ones. So I think we have kind of Indian, Pakistani, but we don't have any Latin American societies. So that is definitely something that any of you guys out there, if you were coming to City, that's something that perhaps you could initiate.
That's very good to know. Are there a few Latin Americans over there, or is it a bit broader?
So we have students from over 160 countries, so it's extremely broad, but we do have Latin American students. I think off the top of my head, we have around 60 to 70.
Oh, that's very good to know. No, that's great for other students. Right now we have students from different countries in Latin America, so they will probably be interested in also having some people over there from where and they want to speak Spanish, no? We have
Yeah,
a
no, of
question
course.
now from Belen. She's asking, what is the average cost of living in London?
So on average, we say annually it's around 12 to 13,000 pounds. So that would include accommodation, food, travel, kind of everything combined. But of course, it really, really varies from person to person. Sorry. So in the accommodation slides, I mentioned that our accommodation is in close proximity to the campus. And because we're so central, we're in kind of the epicenter of London, you know, of course, the accommodation prices can be slightly higher. But what some of our students do is they live slightly further out in London. So perhaps zone 3, zone 4, or zone 5, which is well connected via the transport links to our campus. And that can keep costs slightly lower. Okay. But on average, we do say around 12 to 13,000 pounds for the year.
Thank you. Well, are admissions for September 2021 already open?
Okay, so for postgraduate, what date are we today? We are the 17th. So courses are opening soon. I think perhaps a couple of them are opening because it varies from school to school. And for undergraduate, UCAS, I don't believe UCAS is yet open, but it will be soon. You can correct me if that's wrong.
No, thank you for that. Yes, we believe exactly the same. And also regarding Belen's question for the average cost of living in London, also remember that UKVI usually puts like a number that they expect. So it's like 1,265
Per month.
pounds per
Yeah.
month. Okay. So that's good to consider.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yes. Do we have any other questions at the moment? Please write them down. Don't be shy. Oh, here we go. Andres is asking, hi, thank you for this. Can I get a scholarship from the embassy of my country, Bolivia? If so, what's the name of it? And do I need to have a grade notes from my school? Andres, can you tell us if you're undergrad or if you're postgrad? Sorry about the interruption.
No, of course. Yeah, it depends whether it's undergraduate or postgraduate. For Bolivia, I don't believe the university is a part of any of the schemes. So that's for undergraduate. So as far as I'm aware, no. But that's more of a question for Innova Education, who will be able to help guide you. Because at the university, we deal with more of the internal scholarships.
Yes, Andres, if you're going to undergrad, unfortunately, there are no embassy scholarships. For postgrad, there's Chevening, so that's the one that you're probably talking about. But that is exclusively for students going to master's degrees. Okay, so you would probably be looking.
And we are part of the Chevening.
That's very good to know. Yes, so for postgrads, for those going to masters, you can apply to Chevening through a master's in City University London, but not for undergrads. I don't know if we have any other questions at the moment. Okay, he says that that's Sam. Thank you. Yes, you can always look at the scholarships that Lizzie mentioned, which are partial, but they can also help. Remember, you can also write your questions in Spanish, and I can read them in English. Yes, sometimes we're shy.
Oh no, don't be shy. Everyone's friendly here.
Yes. We also have, just so you know, Lizzie, we usually work with students from Bolivia, from Paraguay, from different Latin American countries. So maybe it would be good to know if you know about the difference in notes, but we can leave that a little bit later because Vanessa is asking. Is it possible that you give us a link of the page that we saw in the presentation today?
So which link is that?
Maybe she can tell us later. Also that, you know, we are recording the session, so we will probably send it over to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're able to tell me which link you're referring to, I can quickly copy and paste it into the message box.
Great. So Vanessa, if you actually let us know, we can, Lizzie will help us with that.
I think I may have linked a few web pages.
True. Oh, well, we'll see. Vanessa might reply in a few minutes. That's good.
And I have also sent the presentation to Anova Education. So you can always ask then after the presentation, and I'm sure they'll be able to give you the link, just in case you can't remember now.
Yes, if you let us know, we'll be happy. Oh, there we go. About the scholarships for academic excellence.
Okay, and was that for undergraduate or postgraduate? Do you know if I can link both. Let me get them up now. Let me have a look.
Great, thank you for that.
Here we go.
There we go. It was postgrad, but maybe if we have the undergrad, it would be great as well.
There you go. So on this link, you're able to filter between undergraduate and postgraduate. But what I would say is, no worries, you're welcome. Not all of the postgraduate scholarships appear on this link. So if there's a particular kind of subject area you're interested in or a particular course, I would always recommend having a look on the course page. And on the particular course page, it will mention if there are any additional scholarships bespoke to that particular course. I realised that was
Thank you, Lizzie. No, that was good. Also, remember, if you're postgrad, in Innova, we can also help you with other options for scholarships. So please let us know, and we'll be happy to help to find other options that apply to City University. Thank you for the recommendation, Vanessa says.
You're very welcome, Vanessa.
So also, I imagine students must be wondering about their notes, their GPA that they must have. Usually this varies a lot from country to country. So do you have like, do you usually take certain, like for example, if it's the first third of the rankings of the university rankings, is that good for you? What would be good for City?
So what happens is we have a list of recognized institutions, okay, for each country. And then within each market, within each country, we have our kind of grade bands equivalent to the UK 2-1 or the UK 2-2. So that's essentially how we do it. So at City, we typically have kind of one grade band for all universities. So at the moment, we're not differentiating. So essentially, we'll have one grade equal to UK 2-1, one grade equal to UK 2-2, and that's how we go about it for each market.
Great, thank you for that. Alejandra's asking, hello, I am interested in doing a master's in law and criminology or international law. How long is the master's? Please and thank you for it.
It's 1 year.
Most masters in the UK are 1 year, so it's actually very good. Because, for example, in Mexico, they're 2 years. So you will actually finish your master's quickly in City University London. So that's actually quite good for you to know. And Vanessa, yes, thank you for writing to Innova. We can help you with that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, was it Vanessa with the Masters in Law? Oh no, I'm
It's
confused.
Alejandro
I can't.
Alvarez. There we
Oh,
go.
sorry, I don't have the names. I only have attendee number 9 or number 6. So with the Masters in Law and Criminology, so we don't have those combined. Okay, so we only have the Masters of Law, but we do have various pathways, one of which is criminal law. So it's not criminology, but it's criminal law. So if that interests you, you'll be able to have a look on the course page.
Very good. Deborah is helping us now. There's my email address also. If you want to write to me, we can always help you with your application process. For postgrads, we can look for scholarships. Also, for example, some students who are undergrads who want to go to an undergrad, but they don't have an international baccalaureate, which would be the Bachillerato Internacional. We can help you to do it through a pathway, through foundation, so that you can actually start in City University London. So don't be shy, write to us, and we will be happy to help you as well. So I don't think we have any other questions. Thank you so much, Lizzie, for being with us today. It has been a pleasure, and it has been great to get to know the university better. It's great that it's actually central London, which is something that a lot of students want, particularly because everybody knows that London is a great city to be a student in. So yeah, so thank you for being here, and thank you everybody who joined us today. And please let us know if you have any questions. We'll be happy to help.
Yes, thank you, and it's lovely meeting you all.
Likewise, thank you. Have a good day,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.